Okay, so welcome back to my channel. I need to hurry up and get out of here to go to work, but today I'm going to be testing two products from the Almay line. One is the Almay Shade, Smart Shade Perfect Correct Primer, and as you can see it has purple and green in here. It's a color correcting primer. So instead of applying the color corrector and then, instead of applying the primer, then your color corrector, then the foundation, and they have it all. This is on kind of an all-in-one color corrector primer. So I'm going to be trying this out today, and I'm also going to be trying out the Almay Clear Complexion 4-in-1 Blemish Eraser foundation. Now, I am fully aware that this foundation is way too light, but this was the darkest shade that I saw. However, after it's set and after applying the rest of my makeup, it's doable. So, I mean, eventually at some point I'm going to have to buy another shade to kind of mix and play around with it. But for the time being, it got the job done. So, I actually have to get out of here. It's actually 6:51. And of course, I will be back at the end of the day with my final thoughts. So, talk to you guys later. Okay, so it is now 6:01, and of course I applied the Almay primer, Smart Shade Primer, and the Almay Clear Complexion 4-in-1 Blemish Eraser foundation. I applied it around 6:40-ish this morning, and it's now 6 o'clock in the evening. So this is how the product held up throughout the day. As you can see, I always say this, but I am oily and my T-zone. As you can see, I'm shiny in these areas. This is not an oil controlling primer. It is a color correcting primer. So I didn't really expect I didn't expect any oil control from this primer. It clearly says on here, perfect and correct primer. It's a Smart Shade. It is a color correcting primer. So as far as I'm concerned, it's hard for me to say because I don't have a lot of blemishes. I don't have a lot of discoloration. I do have some, like most African American women, I do have some slight pigmentation like around my lip area. But can I say that this covered it up? I mean, my foundation, every foundation I've pretty much used has done the job. So, so I can't really say that this product actually did anything miraculous, at least for my skin. But I can't say I do like the product. It went on easy and it absorbs in the skin pretty well. I'm assuming that you would use this with you would also need to use like an oil controlling primer with this as well. Like I said, it's just a color correcting primer. So you would also, if you have oily skin, of course, you would need to use an oil controlling primer. As you can see, my oil has come through. But yeah, so would I recommend it? I would say why not? I can't remember how much I paid for this. I purchased this from Amazon, so I'll try to get that information and put it in the description box. For the Almay Clear Complexion 4-in-1 Blemish Eraser, I got the color 600 in Sand because this was the darkest shade that I saw. And of course, when I applied it this morning, it's clear. I mean, before I even applied it, it's obvious that the shade is way too light for me. But I can say, obviously, throughout the day, after it's set and and as the day went on, it did obviously tone down, and obviously it worked out. I don't usually with lighter. Initially, when I applied it this morning, clearly because the shade was so light, I did appear ashy. But once it's set and I applied the rest of my makeup, and of course as the day went on, it, as far as I'm concerned, it worked out, pretty well. Of course, I'm going to get another shade and kind of mix it and play around with it. But as far as the actual product, it is very creamy. I would notice that when I attempted to wash the rest of the product off my hand, it did take some work to get for me to, I don't want to say work as in difficult, as hard, but more work than it usually takes with other foundations for me to get the foundation completely off and clean my hands. So it is very creamy, and it's possible that I actually used, applied too much to the back of my hand. But as far as it absorbed pretty well, as you saw, even though it did come across ashy earlier. And I mean, it's a decent foundation. It is more medium coverage, I would say, but you know, again, I don't have a lot of blemishes. So is it buildable? I mean, I would say that you can work with it. You can definitely work with it. Preferably get your shade. But all in all, you know, I really don't have anything bad to say about the product as far as the foundation. It's just, you know, it's a foundation. You know, the color correcting primer, which I do think that, you know, like I said, I haven't seen any reviews on this product. So it would be interesting to see for people who do have hyperpigmentation and discoloration, how this product actually worked on them. But when I recommend it, sure, I would recommend the primer. But if you have oily skin, you would need to use a oil controlling primer as well. So hopefully this was helpful. If you are familiar with Almay products and you have any product recommendations, please leave them in the comments section. And I'm going to end the video here, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.